Hi guys, this is Avzerfordakis, and I'm your astrologer and metaphysician. So I help you guys figure out what the stars mean for you individually. It's not about someone else telling you what is going on with your life. It's about you being empowered enough to understand that the planets are influencing you, but how are you going to cope with those influences that the planets may be energizing? Okay, so March is a very interesting month this year. We've got a lot going on, so let's break it down. We have Pluto going into Aquarius. That we could talk about for a few hours, which we're not going to do, but that is a slow 20-year energy being in one sign, Aquarius, because Pluto lasts in Aquarius for 20 years. Today also is a full moon, Virgo. So that means that the moon is in Virgo, but the sun is in Pisces. Whenever there's a full moon, the sun is opposite the moon, okay? So an opposition or opposite planets in astrology means that there's a tug of war. There's a need to balance. What are we balancing? We are balancing the sun, which is I am, which is I want, which is external, what you put out there. But the moon is what you pull in, emotions, what comes in and affects your feelings. Okay? So the sun, moon are very powerful in astrology because it has to do with who you are. Let's face it, the reason why the moon motivates you is because the feelings. If something is really uncomfortable, it's going to motivate you to do something. A drastic example is you put your hand on a fire, like on a cooktop, didn't realize it was hot. You are quickly motivated to move the hand away from the fire. So these kinds of energies are brought to light for you as a human being to say, this is how I react with the moon energy, and this is who I am with the sun energy. So that's just a quick little lesson on the sun and the moon energies. So I'm asking all of you out there to not use astrology as I'm cursed. Oh well, my moon is in Aries, so I'm abrupt and you'll just have to get over it. No, if you want to be the best that you could be, you use your astrology chart so you could be the best you could be. You understand? So give me a little comment down below and say, I'm working on this in my chart, and let's go from there. Don't use the chart as an excuse or a weapon. It is a tool to help you be the best that you could be. So the other energies that are going on, because guess what? All these planets have energies. The sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars are the closest to the Earth, and they rotate faster because their orbits are quicker. The quickest one is the moon, and then the furthest away is Mars, and they cycle around with different time frames. Okay, they're called cycles. So those are called personal planets. Your personal planets have to do with you personally because they affect you individually because they move so quickly. All right? And the way they are set up in the chart is very unique to you. Okay? Now, the outer planets like Chiron, Black Moon, Lilith, which is a point, not a planet, and Neptune, Uranus, okay? Saturn and Jupiter are kind of in the middle. But those planets, the outer planets, they go around so slowly, like I just talked about Pluto, 20 years in one sign, and then it retrogrades back and forth every 6 months. It will change and go back 6 months, and then after 6 months again, it will move forward in 6 months. So it's 6 months forward, 6 months backwards, 6 months forward, 6 months backwards. So that's why there's crisis, there's transformation, because when you get hit with these energies, that just don't go away. So let's break that down for a second. So that this Pluto energy is coming in when it's retrograde, because now we internalize it. We're not taking action. It's happening, and we're digesting it, and we're, rethinking, redoing all the re because of the retrogrades. Retrogrades are not bad. It's a time to reflect. It's a time to review. So it's just the way nature, God, source, whatever you want to call it, devised the system of these planets that influence us, because everything is energy. We all know this. So when you are improving yourself, okay, you have to stop and look within and figure out, how am I going to change? Irreversible change. And the interesting thing about Pluto is when you do make that change, you do transform, you become a butterfly from a caterpillar. You're always higher, at a higher level than you were before you sank down to the pits of the Pluto energy. It's intense. It's earth-shattering sometimes, but it's for the greater good, okay? So what's happening tomorrow? Tomorrow, Saturn is going to be, and that's a 28-year cycle to go around the horoscope. It's going to stay in Pisces for 2 years. So Saturn in Pisces is sort of like sit and stand, all right? You almost can't do it. So what I did was I came up with a couple of words for you to picture in your mind, okay? So please excuse my appearance, because I've got to go to the gym, but I have classes tonight, and I have sessions, so today's my busy day, but I had to tell you all this information about the Saturn in Pisces. It's because it's very powerful right now. So Saturn is an energy, Pisces is a characteristic, it's a sign. So here we go. Saturn represents structure, time. It represents discipline, order, the physical realm. And it's a heavy energy because it's like a earthy energy, because it goes with Capricorn. It's the ruler of Capricorn, and it's like the mountaintop. You can't move it. So you just have to get into that energy of Saturn, all right? Structure, all right? Pisces has a different energy. It has to do with the planet Neptune. Neptune's the ruler, but Pisces is that magical, no physical, no structure, no form, no plan. Saturn is planning, and Pisces isn't. So how does that work together? Well, you could call it structured chaos, all right? Or you could call it structured imagination to make magic, all right? So you pick what you want that energy to be for you in your chart. Let the chart be your tool, and then you can manifest, or let's not use the word, but you can put the intention, which is a thought, in the present tense of what Saturn in Pisces is going to do for you. Please share this video with anyone you want, and I'll talk to you next time.